Hey friends, Mark Barta with LGBTQ_today, your weekly insight into the queermosphere. This is the first week of the month of Pride, and I've been seeing a lot of pride around my own community and in the media, which is refreshing. President Biden calls for an increased funding for HIV. ChickfilA is, still funding the anti-LGBTQ agenda, and the U.S. Embassy at the Vatican flies a pride flag, and we all know how that went down. Let's get to it, shall we? President Joe Biden has asked that Congress spend $670 million on the fight for HIV in the U.S., including access to PrEP and treatment. The $670 million is for several programs: $100 million for the CDC's effort to fight HIV, $85 million to help low-income and uninsured people access HIV medication, and also $22 million for Indian Health Services at the Department of Health and Human Services to provide resources for members of the Native American tribes. During Biden's presidential campaign, he recommitted to ending the HIV epidemic by 2025. And Biden's proposal has already gotten positive feedback from top congressional Democrats, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi. A federal budget should be a statement of our national values, Pelosi tweeted. President Biden's budget is an unequivocal declaration of the value that Democrats place on America's workers and the middle-class families, who are the foundation of our nation's strength and the key to build back better. Well, it's not exactly the amount that is needed or what the community actually requested, but this will continue the momentum and further the progress to end HIV in the U.S. and eradicate an infectious disease that we've been battling for over 40 years. I'm still riding with Biden as he has stayed true to many of the promises that he's made to the queer community since becoming president of our great nation. Keep it coming, President Biden. Well, put down that chicken sandwich, girl, because Chick-fil-A is as shady as ever. Christian millionaires, including Dan Cathy, heir to Chick-fil-A fortune, are behind one of the most sophisticated dark money operations funding anti-LGBTQ legislation and attempting to stop the Equality Act. Chick-fil-A has been assuring customers for nearly a decade that it has stopped donating to anti-LGBTQ causes, only to be caught doing so once again. Now the fast food chain billionaire is using the company's profits to fund hate groups that are passing anti-transgendered bills all over the country and a campaign to stop the Equality Act from becoming law. Well, what would Jesus do? He wouldn't lie to his patrons. So if you're going to be openly bigoted, just own it. Be the bigoted company that you are. A new report from the Daily Beast exposes the operation being run through the National Christian Charitable Foundation, the sixth largest charity in the United States. The group's donors include some of the wealthiest social conservatives in the country, like Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy, former Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos, and of course, Hobby Lobby. The funny thing is how they're trying to hide it. That is the super dark money element versus that kind of standard run-of-the-mill dark money, an analyst told the Daily Beast. They're doing hardcore extreme stuff, but they make it seem like it's a bunch of soup kitchens. In 2012, the Chick-fil-A Foundation was caught donating to anti-LGBTQ organizations that opposed marriage equality and promoted conversion therapy. Cathy said that the company was guilty as charged. Chick-fil-A later walked back the support and said they would stop funding organizations with political agendas. Well, again, in 2019, the Chick-fil-A Foundation was caught donating to anti-LGBT groups and promised to stop. Later that year, their 2018 IRS filings were made public and showed more donations to anti-LGBT groups, but the company said those were older commitments. It's as simple as this, folks. Boycott Chick-fil-A. They're not in the chicken business, they're in the business of suppressing our livelihoods. The U.S. Embassy at the Vatican is flying the pride flag, and people are flipping shit. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts is particularly incensed. Ricketts, who happens to be my governor and also known in many circles as Governor Dicketts, has a sister who is a lesbian. Ricketts, who has decried marriage equality and other LGBTQ civil rights issues, tweeted his oppositions by framing it in anti-abortion language and as a matter of religious freedom for the Christian sect. The church has fought for the right to discriminate against LGBTQ people in America, including shutting down foster and adoption agencies to avoid working with gay and lesbian clients. As a Catholic, Ricketts tweeted, "I'm curious to know if the Biden-Harris Embassy in the Holy See will promote respect for Catholic teaching on family and freedom of conscience, or whether we can simply expect more political stunts like this." Funny how Ricketts is pro-life even though he supports the death penalty and secretly sent tens of thousands of dollars to India to purchase drugs to be used for state executions. Ricketts is just trying to stay as relevant as possible since he can no longer run for governor of Nebraska and is possibly seeking to further his political career. Let's not give him any more press. Well, let's take a look at last week and what happened in history, because we are who we are because of the history we create. Well, in 1982, AIDS makes the front page for the first time in the Los Angeles Times story entitled "Mystery Fever, Now an Epidemic." In 1991, the first Gay Days event is organized in Walt Disney World. About 3,000 gay and lesbians gather wearing red for visibility. It has become one of the largest LGBTQ events in the world. And in 2014, President Obama declares June as LGBTQ Pride Month. Well, I have talked enough, so enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Make sure you check out LGBTQnation.com. If you see something that you think I should mention in one of my videos, just let me know in a comment or a DM. And don't forget to comment on my last video, the giveaway video, for your chance to win a free box of Kellogg's together with Pride cereal. All you have to do is comment, "What is Pride to you?" and I will mail you out a box of cereal. Best comment wins. June 11th is the deadline for comments. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please like, subscribe, and follow so you get my weekly videos in your feed. And as always, start off by being nice, but if they start huffing and puffing and throwing up their hands, you know what to do. Burn the bitch good. All right, guys, see you next Sunday.